friends, it's Live and Local Atlanta, and I'm your host, Alyssa, and I'm here with two amazing people. If you don't recognize Pastor Troy, you're about to learn who he is today, and I'm here with Tameka, and we are talking about 50 years of hip-hop, the 50th anniversary at Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and what's going on there. Let's dive right into it. Thank you guys for joining me today. How are you both?
I'm great.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you for having us, and really excited to talk about this topic, given we're here in Atlanta.
That's right.
Absolutely. I love it. And, you know, Atlanta is one of those cities that, while it might not have been the birthplace, has definitely changed the course of hip-hop in so many different ways, and I absolutely love being from here. And I first and foremost want to go ahead and start with your 50th anniversary celebration. What exactly is going down at Mercedes-Benz Stadium?
So, on November the 26th against the New Orleans Saints, we are having what call our tribute to hip-hop, or our ode to hip-hop, the 50th anniversary, and really specifically Atlanta's space within that 50 years. And So Def, this is their 30th anniversary this year. It's a lot of milestone anniversaries. I think T.I. is celebrating his 25th of his album coming out. I don't know how many years this is for you.
I'm at 25 too. Yeah, we're all right there together, man. It's just real dope. 50 years of hip hop, and for us to be doing it half of the time, it's great.
And so my goal with the game was to make that as memorable and meaningful as this genre has been for this city. And so we've invited all of the artists that's played a role in that to come and be part of a pregame ceremony that will happen right before we introduce the team. So we have currently confirmed over 90 artists that will be in attendance with 50 Falcons jerseys on with their names on the back. They'll form a tunnel that the team will run through to come out onto the field. And so really important for anyone coming.
Get there early, please.
Get there early, because we don't want you to miss this. Be in your seats at 12:30. We know we're in Atlanta. We know we are sometimes a late arriving crowd.
Yeah.
Sundays we're slow. We go to brunch around 1, but
Yeah.
we need you there at 12:30. We need you in your seats because this community has been so meaningful for the Falcons, but more broadly Atlanta, and how Atlanta is perceived around, not only just the country. I was having a conversation last night with a guy from Ghana, and he knows Atlanta because of Ludacris, right? And so these artists have put us on the map globally. We have such a close relationship with them from a football standpoint. I mean, it goes back to Deion Sanders being drafted and the relationships that he had with artists at the time, whether it was MC Hammer coming from the West Coast and being on the sideline to Michael Vick coming after that. And
those were my years, welcoming Michael Vick, T.J. Duckett, Roddy White. These were guys that I knew from college. For them to come to Atlanta, Julio Jones, it was just great, the relationship.
Absolutely. I love it. One of the things I absolutely love is just, again, like you're saying, it's just going to be such a big celebration. So many people are coming out, and I'm super excited. Now, you guys have a really incredible story about how this kind of kicked off and went into play, and I'd love to get both your perspectives. Pastor Troy, if you'd like to kick us off with that.
So, it was so crazy. I had a show in Charlotte, North Carolina. It was a Sunday night, just a typical show, man, probably 10, 11 o'clock. I did the show, and I was just going to ride back to Atlanta like we normally do. Okay, a couple-hour ride, about 3 of my friends with me. We'll get through this. So we get on the road, no more than 5 minutes on the road, man. We got hit by a drunk driver. Car totaled, all my belongings and stuff that was in my trunk, but we were safe, and that was what I was most proud about. We were safe. We can get the material things back. But the next day, when I finally did get home after this tumultuous, this crazy night, it was actually the same day now. I get home, I'm crying, I'm just reminiscing about everything. I just don't know what's going on. My phone started ringing, and it says Atlanta Falcons. With tears in my eyes, I answer the phone. Hello? Hi, this is Tameka from the Atlanta Falcons. I'm looking for Pastor Troy. I'm like, this is he. You know what I mean? Made me feel a lot better. And that's when she presented this whole opportunity about what they were going to do with this whole idea of the superfan section, what it became, the Dirty Bird Nest. And I'm so happy to be a part of it and take so much pride because there was an opportunity that could have went either way, man. So I take a lot of pride in being a part of this, and I thank you. My question for you is, Tameka, how did you get my phone number?
it's a small city, sir. It's a small city. I can't even remember who gave me your phone number, to be honest with you. But I knew we wanted to start a supporters section for the Falcons, if you will. And this was this was right coming out of the pandemic. We're talking spring of 2021. And so people are still separated. I mean, we're living in a society that we're not close to each other right now, or it's 6 feet of separation. And we're trying to start this thing that's going to bring people together. And I didn't know Pastor Troy at the time. I knew of him. We had met, but I didn't know him like we know each other now. But I've worked with, this is my 19th season with the Atlanta Falcons. I've worked closely with a lot of the artists here for a really long time. And this is a guy that I've seen everywhere in the city, and I knew he cared about the Falcons, and I knew he cared about Atlanta. And so my first conversation I had with anyone outside of our organization about what the Dirty Bird's Nest could be was Pastor Troy. And I had no idea his situation. I didn't know he was performing the night before in Charlotte. I didn't know he'd been in a car accident. But I knew that this was someone who cared, had the same vision for Atlanta, for the Falcons, had the passion that we needed. And so our first conversation was at No Mas in Castleberry Hill. I think he had like a cup of beans or something, not much.
Chill.
I don't know. He might have still been.
These Falcons, man.
He I think he was still a little shook from the accident, and we sat for probably an hour and a half talking about what this section could be. And so, a lot of people call the artist community when they need, like, we try to incorporate people into the front end, he's not just standing on the front row because, we've paid him to be there.
We
like
discussed this, man. It's love.
Like he's invested in this product and has been a huge part of what we're doing to turn this experience in the stadium upside down. And I think you'll hear it like our Rise Up song. He's like,
I rock out with the Falcons. Man, I love it because the people at Atlanta, like I said, I've been doing this for 25 years. Some of the biggest moments in my career have been through the tailgate experience and stuff like that. Just being able to connect to the people. People know that I'm a diehard fan, but how many chances do you get to get 70,000 people together at one time to promote and do whatever you have to do? So carrying my belt, it's almost to the point now, if I don't have my belt, they beat me up, asking me where it is. You know what I mean? So it's just a beautiful thing. Even the people that the Dirty Bird Nest have brought together, we really are family. You know what I mean? We travel to the away games, we still see each other, we hang out, everybody's looking out for each other, supporting each other. It's just a really beautiful thing to see us Falcons getting together like that, and I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you.
And I would just say we started it for trying to bring people together around the Falcons, and now the Falcons, which was primary, has now become secondary. Like now they've gone to funerals, birthdays, bar mitzvahs, movie premieres, supporting each other in life's journey.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Everybody's rooting for each other. Everybody's worried about everybody's well-being. We lose the game, win, lose, or draw. I feel good letting everybody know, man, have a good week. Get them next time. We'll see y'all, and everybody gets it.
So we not only are we doing a pregame ceremony, but we're also having a number of artists perform throughout the game. And so if you miss this one, you're going to be missing a moment that I think in 30 years we'll be looking back on and talk about how amazing it was. I mean, today we talk about MC Hammer from the 90s and the Falcons and Jerry Glanville and Dion and all of that era. I think this game is going to be one of those games we look back on. And, Pastor Troy's going to perform in the third quarter.
That's great.
His No More Play in GA.
It's going to rock the building, man. It's so big because that's a real Atlanta, New Orleans Saints thing, you know what I mean? It's almost like our battle cry. So to be able to perform it at a Falcons Saints game, man, this is a dream come true.
And T.I. is going to be involved in the beginning of the game. We've got Ludacris doing a performance. We have Big Boy, Jeezy, Quavo. I'm leaving a few off.
The experience in Atlanta, just listen to these artists' names that she's calling, and all of us are committed and diehard Falcons. We love this city, and there's no experience like the experience that people are getting when they come to a Falcons game, man. From us marching into the stadium, I look at the other teams in awe when they're just like, wow, this is Atlanta. No team, no city doesn't want to come to the game against Atlanta. It's just a place to be. And for us to be able to really give them a dose of what this city stands for, great job.
Yeah. And Jermaine and Dallas Austin, who are kind of the grandfathers of the movement here, the godfathers, grandfathers, pioneers, whatever you want to call them. Mm-hmm. They will both be present for this, and really excited. We've got some DJs coming that, real local Atlantans who've been here their whole life would remember, whether it's DJ Jelly or
That's dope.
Some of the others, so we're trying to look as
Swift.
far back.
I know Swift will probably be around.
DJ Swift will be there.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to honor those that have really put their life into the culture of Atlanta. And as the Falcons, that crossover has been so important for us.
It's so dope, man. Come on, man. I'm just thinking about, the MC Hammer experience with Dion, but when Michael Vick came and put on that Atlanta Falcons jersey, as I was at the Cardinals game this weekend and seeing a lot of Falcons fans, I'm asking them, I'm like, you're from Atlanta? No, we're from Arizona. I'm like, when did you become a Falcons fan? When Michael Vick came to Atlanta, I was like, man, that's really dope to see how it's still transitioning, man. We got fans out there.
Absolutely. I love it. This is such a great city. This is such a great celebration. I want to kind of transition a little bit, have a little fun. There's so many things about Atlanta that people don't understand or don't know, and who better to ask than an expert himself?
All right.
And I want to kick it off with, what is one stereotype people ask you about Atlanta that is completely false?
I would say, well, I'm not going to say nothing about the traffic because it's true. I guess it is a violent city, you know what I mean? There's violence everywhere, you know what I mean? So find the right people to hang out with because I don't experience that in my day-to-day experiences. What you say?
Yeah, I agree. One of the things about this we're trying to show is the unity of Atlanta, and that's why I think we can do this tribute bigger than any other city has done from a sports standpoint because we do have a united group here. We have artists that care about each other from different groups, and so I think the segmentation that you often hear, it doesn't exist the way that people may think here in Atlanta.
Absolutely. Pastor Troy and Tameka, I have to ask, what is your favorite ATL hidden gem restaurant, place to go, something that nobody else knows about?
No,
I know you're a restaurant.
but it's not something nobody knows about.
Yeah, everybody knows about it. Let's say my favorite spot would be hidden gem.
I'll give him some time.
Yeah, it's really not hidden. Pascal's, just right there. It's so historic. You know what I mean? Going there and knowing that you're eating a place that Martin Luther King frequented, John Lewis frequented. I actually took Jesse Jackson to eat lunch with me there, so Pascal's just a special place to me.
Not an unknown gem, but Silver Skillet is my spot. I don't have to order, I don't have to speak about the menu. They know what I'm going to order. I'm there so regularly. It feels like a very small community in a big city, and it reminds me of home. And so, love Silver Skillet. That is my go-to consistent place outside of Nomos.
For sure.
And last but not least, I have to ask this one last quick question, and that is, what is something you want everyone to know about Atlanta and the heart of Atlanta?
One thing that I want people to know about the ATL is that we are still representing that city that's too busy to hate. You know what I mean? Everybody's welcome here. It's just a beautiful place just to see I don't think it's a more successful black city in America. And I'm so happy that we have organizations like the Falcons and stuff that are really bringing in what we represent as a city. And that's a big thing.
Just to piggyback off of that, I think Atlanta it brings all of the things people love about the South, the hospitality, the community, caring for other people, along with the progress of our business community. And so we have, we're one of the top cities for Fortune 500, so you have the business side, but then you still have that Southern hospitality. And I think we try to show that with the Falcons. We have a philosophy of welcome home. We want you to feel, but we also want you to feel like it's the best stadium you've ever been to when you walk inside our doors, no matter what you're there for. And I feel like Atlanta has a sense of pride about itself, and we try to emulate that in everything we do. And I love that about the artist community. Hip-hop wasn't founded here, but we have definitely taken our place in hip-hop history, and really proud to see from this beginnings of So So Def all the way to Lil Baby, Quavo, all the artists that we've got today.
It's beautiful, man. And piggyback on what you say, it's dope to see those artists coming into the fold of representing for the city, because it was a time when all of us were cheering for the team, but we weren't involved. You know what I mean? Our biggest party was on the outside with the tailgating. So for that experience to get inside of the bins, we're all very happy.
Absolutely. I love it. I've got to ask one last question or wrap it up really fast, and that is the game is happening, the 50th anniversary celebration of hip-hop. You guys are celebrating with a game November 26th against the Saints. Is that all right?
That is all correct.
I got it right.
Get there early, get there early.
Not
get there
just
early.
get there, get in your seats.
Yeah.
So get inside, get in your seats, be ready at 12:30 because it's going to be a game that hopefully we're still talking about in 10, 20 years.
Absolutely. And last but not least, how can people stay in touch with both of you through social media, get in contact, ask questions, learn more about what you guys are doing?
All right, I'm Pastor Troy, DSGB. Just holler at me at Pastor Troy, DSGB. Love to talk to you, man. Holler at me, shoot me a DM, man. Go Falcons.
Tameka Rish, at Tameka Rish on Instagram, LinkedIn. Those are really the two that I'm probably most active on. My mom still uses Facebook a lot, so I look for her there, but I'm not as active on Facebook. But, you know, love to hear from our fans, love to hear what your thoughts are on the 26th when we pull it off. Ludacris will be closing it out with something very ludicrous, and that's all I'll say. You don't want to miss that. So get in the building, get there early, and let's show the pride of Atlanta and try to keep our friends from the South out on the 26th.
Let's do it.
This is Live from Local Atlanta. I'm your host, Alyssa, and thank you so much for joining us on this super awesome episode. If you want to stay up to date with me, you can follow me across all social at itsme_Alyssa D. Of course, download the free Odyssey app to get exclusive conversations just like this one with my friends, Pastor Troy and Tameka. That's at AUDACY inside the App Store. Be sure and favorite Star 94 Atlanta once you download the app, and go ahead and follow Star 94 Atlanta across all social at Star 94 Atlanta. I'll see you guys next time.
Peace.